Welcome, everybody, to Cryptid Conversations. Today, we remember Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum, who was instrumental in a lot of Bigfoot research. Let's get into the conversation. Okay, everybody, I am your host, Brother Blue. With me today is Torsten. Unfortunately, Jasper and Michelle are both feeling under the weather today, so you only got the two guys. But
The gruesome twosome.
the gruesome twosome are here, so we're going to try and entertain you a little bit. But today's show is not about entertainment. Uh, Today we remember Dr. Don Jeffrey Meldrum. Uh, for those in the cryptid community, Dr. Meldrum was thrust into the limelight due to his interest in the subject of Bigfoot. He was a professor of many different things. He was a full professor of anatomy and anthropology in the Department of Biological Sciences for Idaho State University. He was also an adjunct professor in the Department of Physical and Occupational Therapy and Department of Anthropology. He was an expert in foot morphology, which comes into the wonderful topic of Bigfoot, and locomotion in primate species.
Wasn't there a dance in like the 80s?
Right. And for those who don't realize who we are speaking about, this is Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum. Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum, the AKA the Bigfoot guy, AKA the Gigantopithecus guy, the whatever you can name him. That's what he was kind of known as. All around, anything that anybody had to say about Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum was that he was an all-around amazing human being. Very giving of his time, very much willing to speak to those on the subject of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, anything having to do in the cryptozoological community. Unfortunately for that, though, he was looked down upon by his peers. They thought it was kind of a pseudoscience that he's dealing with. They consider cryptozoology a pseudoscience.
Then they thought physics and that was pseudoscience back in the day, so what do they know?
Exactly. I'm just gonna say this: the contributions that Dr. Jeff Meldrum has made to the community and personally identifying more than 500 different individual footprints of Sasquatch throughout his career. I mean, 500 different individuals, I should say. I mean, that's an incredible feat for anybody, let alone a doctor of, uh, physical mechanics of, the body and whatnot and primate species. But he was the foremost guy to believe that the Bigfoot exists. He was him, along with Dr. John Bindernagel, may he rest in peace, um, collaborated on a lot of projects over the years, and they just an all around amazing human being. I'm just going to read you a little bit about his contributions here in the cryptozoological world. Um, Meldrum authored Sasquatch Legend Meets Science in 2006. The book was heavily criticized in a detailed review in the Skeptical Inquirer, which not for nothing, anything that has Inquirer attached to it, I tend to sit there and go, okay, whatever, just a bunch of assholes. Um, Anthropologist David J. Begling commented that the author was unable or unwilling to distinguish good research from bad science from a pseudoscience, uh, and felt that the book failed to provide a thorough scientific analysis. Be honest with you, I highly doubt that, considering the fact how much attention to detail Dr. Meldrum pays to anything having to do with the topic.
Yeah, I can't see somebody that has a bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD not bringing some form of scientific theorem to any book that he would write or any paper.
Yeah,
It,
it's a, I don't know. If you're printing a manuscript, you're printing a paper, you're putting out a book, you're gonna pay attention to actual scientific detail, especially if you're in that circle. It's not just conjecture.
no.
To answer Linda's question here, she asks that he examined the foot cast that Josh Gates found when he found proof of Bigfoot in the Far East a couple of years back. I believe he did study the Yeti print. I'm not sure. I don't have a full on answer about that. Plus,
if that was in 2000, if that was the trip in 2011, to a conference in Siberia, he acknowledged that the results of the Russian field trip to the cave site were most likely fraudulent. He suggested that the supposed evidence found was simply an attempt by local government officials to drum up publicity.
Yeah.
If that's the same incident, it may be a different.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same. I don't think that's the same incident. Josh Gates did a special where they went to. I want to say Bhutan. Don't quote me, but he did a thing where they went to. Uh, um, they went to Asia and found a footprint in a starting to dry out riverbed, and I believe that's the footprint she's speaking about. I'm not sure if he ever actually did get a chance to look at that print. I mean, when it comes to anthropology, you could not match this man. He was one of the greats in the field of anthropology. Um, he's his contributions to the community, always being available for comment, always being available to look at somebody's casting and see if it's got proper alignment, proper shape, this, that, and the other thing of what a Sasquatch print would look like. Um, it says a lot about his character. That he's willing to put his name out there. He was, willing to put his name out there, put his stamp on it, and say yay or nay whether or not this is a credible footprint. Um,
Mhm. For me, you sort of people that sort of doubt him when he's basically a world expert on human footprints and how we move and so on. You tend to think that you'd be able to tell if it was a human wearing something or whether it was actually something else.
yeah.
So you expect most people that are experts in their field to know the difference between one thing and another. And this is stigma around people that research and talk about cryptids that we're a bit freaking loopy and
Mm-hmm.
that. But then you look through history, they thought that people that were disagreeing with the world is not at the center of the universe and that the sun doesn't revolve round, instead of like Earth going around sun was going around Earth. And it's like they were laughed at.
Absolutely.
And now we know different.
Yeah.
Okay, it took hundreds of years, but
yeah. I mean, you're talking about a man who's been published multiple times. I mean, Meldrum published numerous academic papers ranging from vertebrate evolutionary morphology to the emergence of bipedal locomotion in modern humans. And the plausibility behind Sasquatch phenomena. I mean, it's you know he's also been a co-editor in books on paleontology. The man was a well-rounded, well-educated member of the cryptozoological community. I mean, it's you know,
I think this one of the sad things is people just can't use that.
just
Other people have their own view on a subject, it has to be, well, no, if you don't conform to this, then you're kooky and you're weird, and it's all pseudoscience and that crap.
I mean, people can call it what it is. I mean, yes, it is a pseudoscience as of right now, but everything was a pseudoscience at one point.
Well, if it wasn't for what was considered pseudoscience, we wouldn't have things like penicillin.
Yeah. Which he was also well versed in molecular and structural biology for a short while before he went to Idaho State University and started his lengthy tenure that he had there. I mean,
look at the institutions that he's worked at. I know two of them is like big and like being over in the UK. I've heard of these two universities as well respected. Pillars of
Duke
education in the States. Duke University, Northwestern, I've heard of. Idaho State University, not really heard of that one, but it doesn't surprise me because it looks like each state has a university that has a name in it.
Pretty much.
But if you're being employed by well-respected institutions, then you got, I say you could put more validity on a person's work and theories and knowledge than if they were from like just somebody off the street.
Yeah, I mean, the man was well versed. I mean, here you go. Here's some of the books he's credited in his Sasquatch Legend Meets Science, the Sasquatch Field Guide.
Very true, Linda. Very true.
Let's see. Sasquatch Expedition logbooks and field journals. He put out a nice little logbook and field journal thing for people to use. I mean, relic hominids. The evolution. Let's see. Hang on. Let me tap on this one. Evolution of Mormonism and the quest for understanding. He wrote a book on Mormonism and possible genetic defects that they'd end up having. Yeah, I mean, Linda says, love that he stood up for his beliefs and put it out there for all to enjoy and didn't give a crap about his peers' thoughts. Well, there was only a handful of his peers that he actually cared about, and those were the ones who were also dealing in pseudoscience. And I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. You know? He's, quite frankly, Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum should be held in high regard when it comes to the cryptozoological community. I mean, especially with what is everything that he has put forward in the community. I mean, there was no greater proponent for the research and for the foot forward for studying a possible species. And he was one of the number one people who could identify 500 different individuals, maybe more. Who knows? I lost track over the years. But like every Sasquatch documentary you see on TV, there he is. Everybody goes to Dr. Jeff Meldrum to discuss certain aspects of the anatomy of what a Sasquatch would be. Tell me I'm wrong. So, yeah, you're exactly right, Linda. He was able to speak in layman's terms so that people would understand it.
Yes.
He was able to put things in a manner that people who aren't well versed in biomechanics would understand how the bones in the body shape and move and how everything comes together. He was just an amazing human being. He was able to explain things in a way that anybody could understand it. And quite frankly, I think he was the most top-notch scientist in the field.
He was a legend.
He was a legend. Well said there, Jordan. You beat me to it. The man was a legend.
A thought just came to me with our podcast here. I think that we should have a cryptid zoologist hall of fame.
Oh, exactly.
And this man needs to go in there.
Oh, he's definitely a first-round ballot pick for a Hall of Fame. If there's ever going to be a cryptozoological Hall of Fame, him and Bindernagel. Those two, when it came to Sasquatch and whatnot, I'll throw them first-round ballot.
Yep.
You know, he even commented that he was a fan of Bindernagel. He even commented. He said one of the greatest things he ever got to do was join Bindernagel on one in the field research thing, and he was like geeking out like a fanboy that he was hanging out with Dr. John Bindernagel. Like he was just like every guy's guy. You know, bless the man, but bless his family. I hope his family's doing well. He passed away back on September 10th. At the age of 67. Just a wonderful man. Just a wonderful man. Wonderful individual. I was working on trying to get a one-on-one interview to be like how we are right now. I was working on trying to get one. Great. His schedule just wouldn't allow it at the time. This was several months back. And then he got sick and he passed away. So unfortunately, I'll never get that chance to pick his mind about the whole Giganto thing. But still, I'll tell you, man, it's a crappy year We lost a lot of good people this year.
Yes, we have.
I'm not a fan.
No,
I quit.
not adequate.
Damn it.
You can quit. You can quit on Monday.
All right, fine.
You got to live past my birthday.
Ah, that's right. Your birthday's Monday, man. I forgot.
No, my birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Fuck.
It's tomorrow.
Well, there goes our monetization. Anyway, oh well. Uh, crap. All right. Well, we got to talk about what we're gonna do for your birthday.
Well, I'm gonna be finishing off this bottle.
Hey, there you go.
Caramel biscuit, country cream.
Ooh, it's all right. I just learned.
It's really
Learned how
nice.
to make.
It's a caramel flavored Baileys, basically.
I had a young supervisor come to me yesterday. Kid's 23.
Oh, damn.
What a pup. He wants to go on his beer journey to find his preferred beer,
See,
and he
I
wanted
can't
to
take
know
people on
where
a
he
beer
should
journey.
start. He wanted to know
can't
where to
take them on
start,
it.
and I said to him, I said, I'm gonna take you. I'll tell you what. When are you free? He goes, in 2 weeks. I said, okay, in 2 weeks, we're gonna meet up on a Saturday
Oh,
afternoon, and I'm gonna take you down a long rabbit hole because he doesn't live too far
oh,
from me. He was next town over.
oh! That poor child. That poor child.
Hey, man, I'm getting off my statins for a week just so that way I can
Yeah.
take this kid down a journey.
Oh, that's a rabbit hole that he's never going to recover from.
It's all right. I'll pour one out for Jeffrey Meldrum during that time. But
Oh,
uh, but yeah, no, that's going to be an interesting weekend.
yeah.
I might
2 years into
have a
being.
house guest. I might have a house guest over the weekend.
Oh,
You're
oh
like
dear.
this. Tell your parents that they're not going to see you for an entire weekend.
Yeah. Don't make any other plans.
I'll make sure you get to work on Monday. Don't worry about it.
Just remember, have bacon.
Dude, I will have every type of greasy food to soak up everything. Trust me.
The smell of bacon.
Bacon makes
Yeah.
it so that way you don't want to throw up. It's good.
But I've been one of those lucky people in life that regardless of how much I drink, I don't get this thing called a hangover. It's wonderful, and it annoys people that do get
You know
them.
what? I didn't get a hangover until I was 43.
Oh, you poor soul.
I was like, what the fuck happened here? What? How did I get so old?
But yeah, I live in a country where alcohol is like,
Yeah.
come on,
You have
you look
alcohol with lunch, breakfast, dinner.
you look at where half of my heritage is from.
True.
We're non-alcoholic alcoholics.
Yeah. You're
It
functioning
wasn't.
alcoholics.
There wasn't such a thing as teething gel when I was a baby. It
Whiskey.
was
Whiskey
stick
out
your
of the gums.
pacifier in whiskey, shake it off, in the mouth.
Yeah. Numbs the gums.
Oh, it sure as hell numbs the gums,
Numbs everything else too, but that's besides the point.
especially the vocal cords.
That's the reason why they call it whiskey dick. Anyway. Um Anyway, all right. It wouldn't be a cryptid conversation if we didn't go off on a tangent and have some laughs. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Oh.
today's show is going to be ending a little early just because of the fact that there's only two of us here today. But there's not much else we can say that hasn't already been said about Dr. Jeff Meldrum. And I mean, as Torsten said, he is an absolute legend. He will live on in the cryptozoological community for his contributions and his quotes that he has generously left for us in sound bites and video to view. If you get a chance, go on Amazon, go check out the Unwanted Sasquatch. It's actually a really great piece of work that he's featured in. But yeah, so with that being said, we will catch you guys next week for a full episode, hopefully, of Cryptid Conversations. Thank you so much for joining us. And with that, if you can't be good, be bad. If you're going to be bad, at least fucking be good at it.
Cool.
We'll catch you in the next one.